welcome to another episode of Lexx Education. It's the comedy science podcast where comedian Laura Lexx has officially passed her GCSE Lexx Education exams and is now trying to learn AS and A-level science from her non-comedian science enthusiast, brother Ron.
I was thinking that was a very professional intro for the Patreon, but no, we're doing a proper lesson.
Ron, we're professional podcasters now and you've gubbed it. You didn't even say hello.
Hello, I'm Ron.
Ron, this is professional podcast.
Yeah, but I thought we were doing the Patreon where we're not very professional.
This isn't the Patreon, no. This is the very first AS and A-level episode.
Shit. It's not going great. I was late to the record because I just sat down at my desk and I saw this message from you saying you need to join the studio or whatever so that we can record. Then I had to go shower because last time we recorded a Patreon episode, someone said I looked like a grubby wizard. And I don't mind the wizard part of that, but I didn't want to be grubby again.
Yeah, I always forget that the Patreon ones, we try and do them in video until the moment I sit down and look at my disgusting hair, unwashed, and my potato-y face and whatever oversized jumper I'm wearing. Anyway, enough about the Patreon episode, although if you want to listen, join up. Ron, it's the start.
A-level, new pastures green, and we start out on such a good foot.
Yes, and I feel like you and I personally, we're in a good place. We've just had a lovely weekend in Leicester together.
Yeah, that was after we recorded this, though.
Yeah, it was, yeah. But just, it's before we did this intro-outro, so look, we're back to messy timelines, Ron.
Yeah, it's nice to be back.
The Leicester episode, by the way, will be out on the 30th of May. For anybody that couldn't attend live and wants to listen to it, it will be out on the Patreon. That is in addition to the 2 extra Patreon episodes you get per month.
So what are we covering today then, Laura?
Well, today, Ron, we start a little recap on the GCSE, and then the episode today, it's actually, first of all, we discuss the Kit Kats in my hotel. But once we've done getting distracted with that, it's all monomers, polymers, and Luca, Ron.
Luca, yeah, that is a good episode.
Yeah. Should we not dilly-dally? Should we just let people jump
We'll let
in?
them crack on, shall we?
Yeah. So this is officially episode 1 of season 2. Or 140 in old money. So I know we're professional podcasters, but a cup of tea is okay, isn't it?
I've got 4 different liquids with me.
So in this hotel room that we've recorded in before, weirdly, but not, when you're in a hotel and they give you like Borders biscuits or whatnot?
I've never had Borders, but yes.
I'd
remember if I'd had Borders.
Look at what I've got in this hotel room.
2 little Kit Kats.
2 Kit Kats.
But not a Forzy.
No, not a Forzy. Two lunchbox Kit Kats.
Do you think that was like a substitution in their grocery delivery?
Yeah, it feels like something's gone wrong. It's a travel lodge. They can't just be kicking out Kit Kats willy-nilly.
Yeah, it has to be off-brand.
Yeah. Ron, A-level.
A-level.
Do you want to see the notebook, which I'm assuming will be the first notebook, because we're going to be here a while.
We might be here a while.
Ta-da!
Oh, is this that guy?
David Shrigley.
Yeah, I like David Shrigley's stuff.
I know it's not science, but I'm in Manchester and I had popped out to try and get my microphone out of the car, which I'd locked in a car park. Anyway, it's been a big morning, Ron. And then I was like, oh, I don't have my notebook. And I didn't want to have a repeat of GCSE wherefore I did not have my notebook for the first 2 sessions. And then there was a great looking shop over the road. So I went in, I bought a notebook, I bought a present for Child of the Podcast, I bought a cute new little 2-player game.
What did you get her?
A little matching pairs game called Find My Butt, where you have the front of an animal and the back of an animal and you have to put them together.
That sounds like you guys.
Yeah. And it's good development learning.
Yeah.
Ron, how impressive was her writing the other day?
Yeah, real good. Yeah,
She's
it was
2
cool.
and she can write the word Tom.
Yeah, she's a smart cookie.
She is a bloody smart cookie. She's not a Borders biscuit. She's a free off-brand Kit Kat.
She's 2 Kit Kats.
She's 2 surprising Kit Kats. Oh God, I feel nervous. It's been so long since we did a lesson. Like we haven't recorded a lesson since what? Hang on. Well, when did they start going out? Oh, I don't know. I've hidden those lines on the
I
thing.
came to stay with you for a week, which is when we started the exams. And we'd done like a bunch of revision eps and stuff before that.
Yeah.
I don't think we've recorded a lesson since I lived on Greville Road, which would have been like July.
The last episode that was a lesson went out on the 12th of August.
Is that a significant date?
No, but that's fucking ages ago.
Yeah.
So we did probably record that at the beginning of August.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think the last one we recorded was when I was living in Greville Road.
Yeah, because then we did Frothy for Bean as an end of term.
That was main feed?
Yeah. Then we did
My friend, sports correspondent Max, who I was living with at the time, he overheard us recording Frothy for Bean, and he said he'd never been more relieved in his life because, 2 days before that or whatever, he had walked past my room and I had the door open and I was just staring really intensely at an episode of Mr. Bean, not laughing at all, and he thought I was really losing it.
Whoa, yeah, then we did group revision and then the exams began 2nd of September. So they went on for a full
third of a year.
4 months.
Yeah.
Crikey crumbles.
It is crikey crumbles, but didn't it feel 4 months? Didn't it feel 6?
It's felt like 9 years.
Yeah.
It's felt like so long. And usually, Tom and I talk about this a lot, I think it's a superpower in a way. You know, some people are like, life speeds up as you get older. I don't have that. All years feel like a decade to me. Like anything that happened last January, I'm like, oh, that feels 9,000 years ago. University might as well have been a film I watched once for how little I remember it because of how long ago it feels. So...
No, I know exactly what you mean. Although I do feel as I get older, sometimes the days are quick. The years are still long, but the days are quick. Like yesterday really got away from me. And suddenly it's like 4 o'clock and I'm like, the light's going.
Did you just play plates all day?
No. What did I do yesterday?
You guys didn't even play night plates last night. I wanted to jump in the Discord if you were.
Yeah, I mean, I messaged. Nobody wanted to play with me.
Stupid Meg.
Yeah.
I was thinking, we're getting her back on for 2 Crimes and a Lie too.
Yeah.
We should also, because the next Patreon episode we want to record is Scotland, a geography episode on Scotland. We should get her in for that.
Why not? The people love Meg.
Yeah, she's great. Anyway, this does not feel like professional podcasting A-level lessons.
No. Well, nice warm start to it. God, it's hard to remember how you do this.
Yeah, I'm going to open the notebook. Oh, I'm opening the notebook.
So
I'm not going to use that page. I'm going to leave that page clean so that whatever happens today, I don't have to think about it every time I open the book.
So here's the thing, dear listener. We were starting A level today. You'd have heard us throw around the term AS level for a little while because how it worked when I was at college. You did your AS levels and then you did your A levels.
Sorry, Ron, carry on.
Not professional.
My pen doesn't know that it's got to be professional.
Upon reading the syllabus and doing some research, which, maybe I should have done before we announced anything, but I still did it before the episode, so that's still more professional than we've been in the past. They're designed for co-teaching now, so if you are doing an A level, not just an AS level, you'll learn both at the same time, effectively. So that's what we're going to do rather than splitting them out. And then I guess just to say to our non-UK listeners, A-levels are what you do at college, which is kind of the 2 years before you go to university. So we're starting on biology again, Laura.
Yes! Biology, Season 2, Episode 1, 140 in Old Money. I've already written it in my notebook, Ron.
And we're starting off, very nice, we're starting off in a very similar place to where we started biology last time.
Electrons!
But in true sort of style as how I think most of Season 2 is going to go. No, electrons is chemistry, you fuck. We're doing kind of the same thing, but smaller.
Ooh.
The syllabus starts...
Like Ant-Man.
The syllabus starts with a very grand sentence of all life on Earth shares a common chemistry.
All life on Earth shares a common chemistry? Well, then don't get mad at me for bringing electrons into it when the fucking syllabus is wrapping chemistry in early doors.
Well, we're going to be talking about biochemistry, which is actually what I studied at university, which is fun. How many different molecules, Laura? 3.1 biological molecules.
3.1? Why are we starting at 3.1? This has got very Dr. Provine book energy.
3 point...
Why are we starting at 3.1? That was insanity.
Because 2 is specification at a glance. And number 1 is introduction. Why choose AQA for AS and A-level biology? Do you want to do episodes on these?
I don't know, Ron, but I'm just saying you gave me an awful lot of shit when I started Provine and a weird chapter, so I feel like I should...
All right, okay, roll it back. Forget the biological molecules thing.
You're peeking.
Here's the thing about AQA, Laura. It's relevant in the classroom and the real world.
It is not so far.
Over 1,000 teachers in developing these specifications to ensure that the subject content is relevant to real-world experiences and interesting to teach and learn.
Great, thank you. I'm glad we covered that.
This is 1.1. We've got a long way to go. We've also presented it in a straightforward way. Do you want to do this?
No, I don't, Ron. I just was interested in what was happening. Sorry for showing an interest. It will end here.
Oh, no. Oh, no. 4 months break wasn't enough. Anywho, so Laura, biological molecules, how many can you name?
A molecule is 2 different types of atom joined together. Could be the same type of atom.
Yes, by a specific type of bond.
A covalent bond.
Yes, okay. Yeah, we should have started lower down the tree. What type of atoms form covalent bonds between each other?
A metal and a non-metal.
No.
2 non-metals.
2 non-metals.
I'm just going to write this down. I'm just going to put
because this is
2
hugely important.
Non-metals make a covalent bond. This is good for page 1 of a notebook, you know? Make a covalent... It's funny, we were talking about déjà vu before we started recording, and you must get it so much during these records.
Yeah.
2 non-metals make a covalent bond. This is a molecule.
Yes.
Okay. So now back to your original question.
Wait. Let's hang on. Let's mellow there a bit while we're setting the stage. What is the most important atom for life on Earth?
Carbon.
Carbon. Yeah. Why is that the case?
Because of its 4 bonds. It's very flexible.
Carbon can form 4. Write this down as well. Carbon can form 4 covalent bonds, meaning that it can form complex molecules, varied molecules, and large ones, because you can essentially have...
oh my God, Ron, did you hear the episode of Complete Guide the other day where Buckminster Fullerene came up?
No.
Tim said the words Buckminster Fuller, and I was like, oh! My 2 worlds colliding.
Did you message him?
No. I more have a messaging system with Tom. Carbon can form, so varied, complex...
That's Tom, the host of Complete Guide, not her
and
husband.
large. Much like Tom. He's not complex.
And because it does 4, so you have things like oxygen, which can do 2. So you could have like an endless chain of oxygens in theory if you wanted to. But because oxygen can only form 2 bonds, you then couldn't really have anything coming off that chain because they would just connect to the one before and the one after. So carbon allows us to have the complex biochemistry that we've got. It's also very abundant, which helps, and it's more stable than the larger molecules that are in the same group, like silicon, which can also form 4 bonds.
Yeah.
All right, Laura. Now, how many different biochemical molecules can you name?
Carbon dioxide.
No.
Carbon oxide.
No.
Can you hear the wind?
Mm-hmm.
It's a wind episode. Not human wind either, because we're professional podcasters now.
Idiot wind blowing every time you open your mouth.
That's a great
You're an
song.
idiot, babe. It's a wonder that you don't forget to breathe. What a song.
Yeah. That's one of my favourite Dylan songs, actually.
Great album.
I think I'd like that played at my funeral, please.
I can make that happen.
Oh my God,
people are going to fight it, but I'll make it happen.
Ron, we're writing our wills next week. Do you want anything of mine?
Can I have your magic decks?
Yes.
Can I have the carpet from your bedroom?
It probably won't fit, but would you like to move in and sleep in a bed with Tom?
No.
And Mackie?
No. Trying to think.
Do you want my knives?
Ooh. Tom's not going to use it. I'll take the most of the kitchen.
Okay, yeah. I was going to give my KitchenAid to Meg.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, knives, please.
And you already have a Magimix, so Meg can have my Magimix.
Yeah, knives, please. And then I'll take the shelves from the cupboards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want my little
maybe the
fridge
Fridgy Susan? Yeah, the Fridgy Susan.
You wait till you come and stay in February and see my new kitchen drawers too. Ooh, Ron, you're going to love them.
Can't wait.
Okay. Could you give me an example of a biological molecule? It's just we're 17 minutes in.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. How is information passed from one cell to another?
Nerve cell.
No, like between generations.
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
DNA.
Just do a little smile, though, that says, well done, Laura.
Well done.
DNA. That's an organic molecule.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Make a list. Organic molecules. What about cytoplasm?
Cytoplasm is full of organic molecules, although it's not a specific organic molecule itself.
Chloroplast.
That's
Chlorophyll.
An organelle.
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll. Absolutely. That's an organic molecule. Organic. Don't say organic. Say biological.
Okay. Oh, first crossing out in the notebook.
Because organic could just refer to the study of organic chemistry, which is kind of the study of just carbon.
Carbon chemistry.
Carbon chemistry, yeah, which does include all of these molecules that we're talking about here, but also just includes hydrocarbons and alcohols and ketones and things like that.
Okay.
What are the main effectors of things in cells?
Enzymes.
The doers, yeah. What are enzymes?
They're proteins.
Proteins, there's one.
Oh, protein is a molecule.
Yes.
Okay. Like amylase.
Amylase, a fine protein. How can we tell from amylase's name that it's a protein?
Because of the A's on the end.
A's, exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Insert little
so you
clip
mentioned
of,
chlorophyll.
It's all coming back to me now.
You mentioned chlorophyll.
Yes.
What is the product of chlorophyll?
Starch. Glucose.
Glucose, absolutely, and starch, both biological molecules.
All
What type of
right.
molecule are they?
Complex.
No, you wouldn't eat them on the Atkins diet.
Carbohydrates.
They're both carbohydrates, exactly. And then the last one that it wants us to guess on here. Can you remember what the membrane, a cell membrane, is made out of?
Made out of? I always just pictured it like vellum, you know?
What's a vellum?
It's like it was pre-paper, I think, vellum. It was basically really thinly scraped animal skin that you could write on.
It's not like that at all.
No. Now I'm picturing, Bag of Bones dog that we looked after over Christmas. You know how you could see through her legs?
Yeah,
Picturing that now.
it's not like that at all. Do you remember the words fluid mosaic?
I think we might have named an episode that.
No, I think you said it was a indie band name or something.
Okay. One for the Book of Moron musical.
Mm.
Fluid mosaic. No, I can't remember what that refers to.
Okay. Then so starch is one way for starch is how a lot of plants will store energy. They'll build a big tuber in their roots, and then they'll put a lot of starch in it to store up all their energy. How might an animal?
God, a potato is a plant basement.
Yeah, a plant cellar. Yeah. How might an animal store energy?
Fat.
And what's the sciencey word for fat?
Obese.
Lipid.
Lipid. Liposuction. See.
Exactly.
Okay. Fat is called lipid.
It says
lipid
in here.
Lipid.
So all life on Earth shares a common chemistry. This provides indirect evidence for evolution. So I'm going to send you something on the WhatsApp web.
Are you trying to indoctrinate me wrong? Because I've told you before I'm not sure how I feel about evolution as a theory.
No, it's part of the syllabus, so you just kind of have to.
Well, my parents will be writing a strongly worded letter of complaint that this impinges on my religion. I'm getting sent something. It's the first figure of A-level.
Figure A.
Figure A-level.
Figure A-level. We've got an episode title, people.
Ooh. Right. Okay, here's what I'm looking at here, guys. And I'm going to really try to put this on the Instagram. We're looking at a sort of tree. At the bottom, it says Luca. Luca. And then coming off that branch on the left in a purple colour, we've got lots of bacteria. We've got aquifex, thermatoga, bacteroids, planktomyces. And I know what you're thinking, Laura. Is this the cast list for a Greek tragedy? It's not. It's something to do with science. In the middle, in red, we've got archaea. They sort of come off the other branch that goes right, but they come off the branch early on. We're looking at methanobacterium, thermococcusella. Then if you carry on that branch, it turns brown, and then we're looking at the eukaryota. We're looking at diplomonads, microsporidia, flagellates, plants, fungi, animals, slime molds.
So what do you think this is, Laura?
This is a tree of how biological molecules evolved from Luca, the first one.
Not biological molecules, just life.
Oh, yeah. Luca was the first human.
You see how it says animals and fungi and plants?
Yes.
Not molecules, are they?
Well, they're made of molecules.
They are made of molecules, but no. So this is a.
I've got a can of Dr. Pepper.
This is a depiction of what's called a phylogenetic tree, or phylogeny, or just the tree of life. Luca stands for the Last Universal Common Ancestor.
Oh.
Yeah. All of the things.
This feels like a Pixar film waiting to happen.
It wouldn't be super interesting because.
And they already have a film called Luca. It's really good.
Right.
Have you
So
seen
that's
that
why
one?
it's reminding you of a Pixar film.
Maybe. But no,
No.
don't you think the last universal common ancestor, and his name's Luca, and it's about this guy like seeing what he created?
Yeah, I guess if they wanted to do like one about sort of bacteria-esque things.
Well, why wouldn't they though? Because Pixar have got really depressed lately and been thinking about the meaning of life. Like Inside Out and Soul, all that kind of inverted, like let's really examine ourselves. Elemental was basically a really cute like immigration story. You don't watch these films, Ron, but
I have seen Soul and Inside Out though.
Yeah, well done. Soul, I didn't love, but Inside Out, fantastic.
Well, we all know why you didn't like Soul. So this is called the Tree of Life. This shows
of life.
the differentiation points of different species, and why I've sent this to you and included this in the lesson is because it wants us to understand why the different molecules that we're talking about is indirect evidence for evolution. Because what's fascinating about all of this... What's happening?
I was adding Tree of Life to the socials column on the spreadsheet.
Okay.
To remind myself to show it to the listeners. One of us simply has to start promoting this podcast or it's utterly pointless. We could just stick the file in the Discord at this point and not bother uploading it.
Yeah, what's interesting about all of these different things on here is that the different biological molecules that we've been talking about, they work all the same in all of these animals. Like DNA functions exactly the same in every single one of these things. Luca was an unbelievably long time ago.
Yeah.
Do you want to hazard a guess?
60 billion years.
Well, that's older than the universe.
Okay. Rein that back in a little bit then. 8 billion. How old's the universe?
14 billion years.
Yeah, okay. 8 billion.
No, about 4 billion years ago.
Well, then, I don't think we can say it was unbelievably long ago, because I'd have believed you'd said 60 billion.
Well...
Meg wants to know if you want to play plates.
I'll text her back when we're done.
Okay.
Fucking professional podcast.
I am. I'm not playing plates, am I?
No, but you're checking your WhatsApp.
No, my watch buzzed, and it comes up on my screen.
Right, we'll sort that out when we're recording.
But then I only opened WhatsApp to get your figure.
This is lesson 1, Laura.
Well, but then put it in the chat on the Google Meet instead of in the WhatsApp then. Because...
Oh, right, I'll do that next time.
Okay.
No, so Luca was about 4 billion years ago.
Okay.
To give you an idea of the scale of that, obviously, the dinosaurs died 70 million years ago.
Whoa. Okay. Can we do an in-depth detention on dinosaurs?
Yeah, I love dinosaurs.
But would you lead it?
I'd know so much more about it than you.
Exactly. So it's pointless me doing research.
It wouldn't be a detention. It would just be a dinos episode.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, we
Permission
can do
to put that on the spreadsheet?
Yes, all right. We'll pause. Edit break.
Maybe we should do it for your birthday this year.
It's a long way away.
Yeah, but, we've got lots of episodes planned. I'm going to put it in your birthday.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because you asked for this. I don't want to spunk my birthday.
I'll put it in extra credit then.
Do it for your birthday.
Okay, but that's just as long away.
Yeah, but then it was your idea.
Okay.
I might want you to watch something tedious on my birthday.
Yeah, I want you to watch more Real Housewives. Oh my god, somebody at a gig last night asked me what the last thing I watched that wasn't Real Housewives was. And I was like, shut up and go away.
The 2012 Olympic closing ceremony.
Pretty much.
Anyway, yeah, so the dinosaurs died 70 million years ago. Like, humans have only been humans for about 200,000 years. Like,
this
the
is
last
where
common ancestor of all like monkeys and apes and stuff was about, I think, like 7 million years ago. Like, if you take like yeah, the thing that progenited gorillas, Neanderthals, us, but then also tiny little monkeys and stuff, gibbons and stuff, all going around the jungle. That was 7 million years ago.
wow.
Luca was about 4 billion years ago. There's
And
another.
what would that have been then? Just like a single-celled organism?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, um, probably we would look at it and see a bacteria.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
It's such a
and
shame that
then
bacteria is like, well, they get quite a negative rap from us, don't they? But they're cool. They're not all
yeah,
bad guys.
the back then they are quite cool. And also, like, if you, the thing about Luca as well is, like, that was 4 billion years ago. The difference between no life and essentially a bacteria cell is
Yeah.
crazy. There must have been so much evolution before that point as well.
So
Another
that breaks my brain a tiny weeny itty bitty bit there. How is something evolving if it's not alive?
as in, how
Like,
did
what's
life
the
start?
first bit of life? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Because even a bacteria, like you're saying, is crazy complex. That's like the first iPhone. But what's the very first thing that stops? I don't even know what there is. Dust becoming a wiggling bit of dust. I don't know. What prompts something to try to be alive or to suddenly be alive? Oh my God! I think I believe in God.
Yeah, we don't know exactly how it started. What you'd need is enough energy for this to happen. You'd need high concentrations of the molecules that you need for it, and then essentially to kickstart it, you just need something. You'd need a sort of polymerizing molecule that is self-replicating and has kind of the propensity to change in these replications. So almost kind of like, we've talked about proteins and enzymes and how they have functions.
Yeah.
You'd need like a really simple version of that is replicating itself, basically.
Okay.
And as soon as you had one of those and it starts replicating itself, then all of those guys start replicating themselves. Then, as they're replicating themselves, there are slight permutations every time that they replicate themselves. Or, because we're talking on the scale of molecules, every 1 in 10 billion, one of them's slightly different, and maybe that one's more efficient, and then that one takes over. It starts replicating itself faster than the other ones. Then maybe they get bigger, and they get a bit of a sort of a lipid coating around them that's then protecting them from the environment, and then these ones are more stable, so then they're lasting longer, and it just builds up like that.
So pre-life, what is there? Rock.
Water and rock.
Water and rock.
There's
because
no soil.
There's no soil because soil is
There might be
decayed
dust.
life matter. So we're talking rock, dust, water.
There'd have been an atmosphere, but not as we know it. Yeah. And the thing about life pre-Luca is that there might have been things that looked like bacteria, but that functioned in vastly different ways that we can't really conceive right now. Because the point that I'm making here is that we've had 4 billion years of evolutionary development with our sort of operating system in everything.
Yeah.
So it's almost like if, Apple just won the tech wars and then everyone had to use iPhones and Macs and stuff. And then in 1,000 years, someone went, did you know actually before 2025, they were like Windows and stuff like that. And you couldn't really conceive what it was like to use that. It might be like that, like there could have been loads of different types of ways of doing things beforehand. But 4 billion years ago, the systems that we have won. And yeah, everything is like that. And like, to give you like an idea of how long this is in biological terms, the last common ancestor between humans and mushrooms was only 1.5 billion years ago. So we're talking 2 2/3 as long as that before like this one between bacteria and humans. This is so long, even on a biological scale, and everything is so similar to the point. Do you remember when we were learning about DNA? Do you remember the concept of a codon? How 3 letters in the DNA code translates to 1 amino acid in a protein?
Yeah.
That's called a codon. That's kind of
That was the London live show, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
That was
we
our
did
first ever live show at the London Podcast Festival.
Yeah, I think we did cover it in the syllabus later on. But those are the same in bacteria as humans.
Okay.
That's how consistent all of this shit is. Which is how we know that there was something that was the ancestor of both of us. Because even if 2 creatures came up with DNA as the same system, why would they possibly use the same translation code?
So here's the thing, Ron. So the way we define life then literally does just mean life as we know it. Like, as in we define life by uses our system.
No, because if you think about, again, in our first biology lesson of GCSE, if you think about Mrs. Gren, that doesn't talk about any of this stuff.
Right, okay.
This is just life on Earth.
But then, is there not an argument then that there could be life existing that we don't recognise as life because it uses an old system?
Possibly, but I think because I think on an astrological scale, I think your astronomy. When you're talking about like, I think you're right when it comes to people when they're looking for life on other planets,
right?
Because they're often looking for things that are similar to Earth, and they're looking for loads of carbon and water and stuff like that. There's nothing like, things could operate crazy differently in another place. On Earth, I don't think we have that issue because we're not going around looking for DNA. We're looking for things moving and growing.
Okay.
And we'd see that. And then if we found something that was alive and didn't have any of this stuff, that would be insane.
Yeah, okay.
3.1.1, monomers and polymers.
Ooh, monomer.
So monomers and polymers are hugely important for life and biology, for kind of that reason that I was talking about when we were hypothesizing about how life might have began, because they allow the creation of larger structures that vary. It allows us to build the biological molecules for specific jobs rather than having to just have loads of massive ones around, all from the same building blocks. It's the difference between like, biology could have worked in a way where it's more like everyone has to buy loads of action figures, but how it actually works is more like we've got big tubs of Lego.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So monomers and polymers, Laura. DNA, monomer or polymer?
Polymer.
And what's its monomer?
Protein.
No, think about the extended name that you gave me.
Acid.
With the word in front of it?
Nucleic acid.
Absolutely. So you've got DNA, which is the polymer. The monomer is nucleic acid. Can you remember the 4 bases?
G, T, A, and C.
Absolutely. Can you remember what those stand for?
No. But come on, I got the letters.
Yeah, it was really good. So we've got guanine.
Oh, yeah. Bat poop.
Yeah. Cytosine,
Yes.
thymine, and adenosine.
Oh, yeah.
Adenosine also coming up as our friend ATP, adenosine triphosphate.
Oh, yeah.
Same molecule, but slightly different. Again, us reusing a common building part that we've got.
Yeah.
What about proteins, Laura? Polymer or monomer?
Monomer.
No.
Polymer.
They're a polymer.
Polymer, wrong. They're a polymer.
Can you remember what the monomers, the building blocks of proteins, are called? You hear about them in like supplements and stuff as well. Also an acid.
Hyaluronic acid.
No. Isn't that what you put on your face?
Yeah.
No, it's amino acids.
Amino acids, yeah.
In humans, there are 20 different amino acids. They all have the same...
Yeah.
Were you about to say they're alkaline?
I was, right? And then I caught myself writing the word acid down and stopped.
Amino acids all have kind of the same base or sort of backbone almost. And then they have what's called an R group, which is where the variation comes in. And those R groups have certain properties that then in the chain of the protein then give the protein its structure and its function. Some of the R groups might be hydrophobic, so then they're going to repel water and want to live inside a lipid membrane, or other ones might be ionized, and then that means that the enzyme can form bonds with things on the R group.
Okay. I just want it put on the record there that you characterised a thing then.
That it wants to?
Yes.
That's fine. Characterising, okay. Anthropomorphizing, not okay.
I think you're sailing very close to the wind.
Yeah, but also I'm trying to talk to you in ways that you like. Okay, carbohydrates, Laura, can be monomers and polymers. We've already talked about this. Can you name a polymer carbohydrate and a monomer carbohydrate?
Well, I would guess then glucose, monomer, starch, polymer.
Absolutely right. Yeah. So there are different carbohydrate polymers. There are also different carbohydrate monomers. So lactose is just a different sugar. It's just a variation on glucose, and you have galactose and things like this. And then I think cellulose is a carbohydrate polymer as well. Things like this. Lipids don't. Lipids are slightly different. That's worth pointing out actually. So you have amino acids and nucleotides, or nucleic acids for DNA and proteins. Monosaccharides is what you can call a single sugar, like a glucose, or a polysaccharide would be the word for something like starch.
Okay. It's funny how saccharin has become a common parlance word from this sciencey chat, you know?
It's because it all comes from Greek.
Yeah.
Lots of these, like you said there when we talk about lipids, liposuction.
Yeah.
It's all about the Greek root words with these things.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that we need to know, we'll go into this a bit more in the next biology, I think, on monomers and polymers and whatnot. But there's two types of reactions that you have to know what they mean just kind of on instantly upon hearing it: condensation and hydrolysis reactions. So a condensation reaction joins two molecules together with the formation of a covalent bond, and then what will happen is they will expel a water molecule. And then a hydrolysis reaction is the breaking of them. Hydrolysis, it then needs a water molecule to move in. But that's where we'll start the next episode, and we'll go through exactly why the water molecules involved, why they're called that and whatnot, and why that's useful.
Okay.
We're back.
Oh, I loved it, Ron.
Yeah, good lesson.
Good lesson. All right. Thanks, Ron.
See you for the quiz.
Oh, first quiz.
First quiz of A-level.
I'm not going to open the notebook, Ron. I'm going to start with memories.
Good.
Memories.
So what we're going to do is we've got 2 questions that are just kind of jibbity-bap. Give me the answers from the episode that we've just done, and then we're going to do one that's going to get you to apply your brain to it.
No, let's not do that one.
No, we're going to do that one. It's going to be fun. Okay, right. So first question of A-level, Laura. First question of A-level. Name 4 categories of biological molecules. Now you just admitted that you've edited this episode, so you've done the lesson. You've listened back through the lesson.
When you say categories, though,
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean?
What are you fiddling with?
A piece of paper.
Stop doing that.
What do you mean by categories, Ron?
Well, you're not going to get marked down for saying the wrong thing, so you can throw out some ideas, and then I can say yes or no to them. And then once you get one right, you'll see the sort of thing I'm looking for. There are only 4, so I can't really give you an example.
Okay. Protein.
Ding, ding, ding.
Nucleic acid.
Yes, great. 2 marks, ding, ding.
Glucose.
Now, what type of molecule is that?
A monomer.
Yep, not what we're looking for here.
Carbohydrate.
That's the one. 3 correct. Ding, ding, ding.
What else did we talk about? I remember talking about like amylase, glucose and starch. We talked about membranes.
Pull that thread.
Yeah, and we talked about mesophyll, chlorophyll. I think we talked about chlorophyll. Chlorophyll?
Chlorophyll is a molecule, but it's not one of the categories that we're looking for. Think about membranes more.
Yeah, I remember talking about membranes. Why did we talk about membranes? Because we talked about...
What are membranes made of?
I don't know. I didn't know in the lesson either.
No, you didn't. And then in the lesson I said, starch is a type of storage.
Lipids!
It is lipids, yeah.
Yes!
Okay, we're going to be kind at A-level, so you're getting the full mark for that. I'm not even going to be shitty about it.
Don't even want to write help by it?
No. I was thinking maybe I'd give you a half for that, but why? Who cares? Have a mark.
Yeah, thanks, Ron.
No worries. So that's 4 out of 4 for question number 1, Laura.
Okay.
Question number 2. I'm going to give you the polymer. You're going to give me the monomer.
Okay.
Number 1. DNA.
Protein.
Nope.
Amino acid.
Nope.
Nucleic acid.
Yes. Or nucleotides. You are getting half a mark for that.
Ah.
Because question number 2. Proteins is the polymer.
Enzymes is the monomer.
Enzymes are a type of protein.
Oh.
Amylase is an enzyme. A
Yeah.
bigger protein is not going to be made up of lots of amylases.
Oh.
Just think about it for a second. Don't just say things. First one of the season.
Yay! We're back, baby! Protein is the...
Make sure you put in lots of after that, please.
Protein is the polymer. So... tissue? Is the
Why
monomer?
have you just said tissue?
I don't know. I don't know what a protein is made of. I want to look in my book so much.
No, look in your brain.
There's nothing in here.
Look in your tiny, smooth brain.
It's just worry about my dog's teeth.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Amino acids.
God damn it.
You said that for the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Laura. And then
Okay.
final polymer, starch.
Glucose. Bam.
That is correct.
Bam. Bam. Back of the net.
1.5 out of 3 for that final question.
Oof.
Okay, Laura. For the last one, I'm going to send you a list of creatures.
Okay.
Or living things. You need to order them in most closely related to humans to least closely related to humans.
Ooh, I love it.
So that's coming over on WhatsApp. Feel free to
It's coming on the WhatsApp web.
Write them down.
I want a pencil to do this. Oh, I got a pencil sharpener. Can't find one. Okay. All right then. No pencil for me. WhatsApp web. Okay. I've got sea turtle, pine tree, archaea, salmonella, chimp, shiitake, centipede, horse, and tuna. Right. I'm going to put a human at the bottom of my page. Oh, pen, just work, you animal. Oh, yeah, a different one. Okay. I'm going to put human down here. And Luca.
She's learned a thing.
At the top. Last Universal Common Ancestor.
Because it was already anthropomorphized, they just gave it a small boy's name and you learned it. If amino acids were called Jimmys, you'd remember it so quickly.
Yeah, we should have called them Jimmys. Okay.
Jamino.
Oh, I've got this new thing called Stage Manager on my computer, and it's so annoying. I want it to be good, and it's not. Right, there's my list. Okay, so instantly I'm going to put chimp closest to human. Surely, Ron. Then I've only got one other mammal in that list. Yes, so I'm going to put horse behind chimp. Surely the mammals all went off one way. Okay. Up at the top near the Luca, I reckon I'm going to put salmonella. Because bacteria in it, I think. Closest to Luca. Okay. Then I remember you saying something about mushrooms and humans only splitting off like 1.7 billion years ago. But surely we weren't mushrooms when the first trees were around, were we? I don't really understand how this works. I don't think we were mushrooms. We were the same thing as mushrooms. That could be true though, because trees existed when dinosaurs did, and we did not. Did mushrooms? Let's say no and put the pine tree in after salmonella. Okay. I don't know what an archaea is, but it sounds old, doesn't it? So I'm going to put that between salmonella and Luca, because I don't know what it is. Let's put that there. Okay, now, then I'm going to put shiitake after the pine tree. Right, then I'm left with centipede, tuna, and a sea turtle. Tuna feels really old.
Sorry, so just to clarify the top of your list, you've got archaea, salmonella, pine tree, shiitake.
Yeah. Now I'm putting tuna in. And then a sea turtle. And then a centipede next to the horse. Turns into a chimp, turns into a human. Bam.
It was all going so well.
Until...
So hang on. Let me just count up how many you got right there. So you got 4 out of 9 in the right place.
Ah.
Yeah, because, I mean, you got Archaea and Salmonella in the wrong order. That's fine. Archaea aren't something that most people have heard of. And to be honest, it's almost a slight tricko by the historical science community. Because when they were discovered, they labelled them Archaea because there was an assumption for some reason that they were an ancient form of thing. But then it turns out we're actually more closely related to them than we are bacteria like Salmonella. So Salmonella first, then Archaea. You got those two the wrong way around. That's absolutely fine. Okay. That's kind of what I was expecting. Then, absolutely right, pine tree. Then, yes. Absolutely right, shiitake. Yes. We are more closely related to mushrooms than we are plants. That does not mean that plants were as developed as they are now when mushrooms and animals diverged. It does not mean that there were trees when mushrooms and animals diverged. And that's really important. Just the different clades split.
Okay.
First. Then the really baffling decision that you've made there is centipede more closely related than turtles and tunas to humans?
Well, why not?
Because it doesn't have internal organs, a skeleton.
Oh.
Do you see how?
But fish don't have bones.
Some of them do.
But they're not bones made of bone like ours, are they?
Some of them are.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
So sea turtles are reptiles, which would have split from the same thing as the last common ancestor with mammals would have been closer than the last common ancestor with fish. And then invertebrates and what we are vertebrates would have split a long time before that.
Right. So it would have gone shiitake, centipede, sea turtle, tuna.
Tuna, sea turtle, horse chimp.
Yeah, okay.
Do you get why?
So listen up though, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure, I only got 4 out of 9. But really, I only got Archaea and centipede in the wrong place.
Yep.
So kind of, I got 7 out of 9.
It's one way to look at it, certainly.
Because yes, they're not in the correct positions, but they are in the correct order other than those two.
I'll give you...
Because I did get... Do you know what I mean?
I see your point.
So I'm not trying to claim the points. I'm not worried about the points here. But I'm saying that apart from Archaea and centipede, I did logic the others all right.
Yeah.
Because take those out, I got salmonella, pine tree, shiitake, tuna, sea turtle, horse, chimp.
Sure. Yeah. And I think... I do think 4 out of 9 is harsh there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 6 out of 9, and I'm going to say centipede, salmonella, and archaea are all wrong. The other ones are correct.
Well, I think you need to decide if you're marking on them being in the right position or the right order.
Well...
Because I got 2 out of order, but 5 out of position.
No, because salmonella's out of order as well.
No. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, all right, yeah.
We're compromising on 6.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
So,
Are you proud of me for knowing which one the mammals were?
Yeah, and you didn't even dumb about it for very long at all. 11.5 out of 16.
Ooh, I'm going to make a note on the page. What I got in the quiz.
I mean, that's kind of the point of the new spreadsheet I told you about, but sure.
Yeah, well, one of us will forget at some point to do it, and then the other one will be a backup.
That's very fair. Well done, Laura. First lesson back, and I think it was jovial and good.
Yeah! And I learned.
You did learn.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Ba-bum. And with that, they were flying across the skies of A-level.
Off to a great start.
Off to one of the best starts anybody's ever been off to. Like, imagine your Usain Bolt breaking the 100-meter record. Bam! That's the sort of start we had. Bam!
Kabaloomers.
Whoopoo!
Boing.
Do you know, I don't think we've had a start as good as this since Buoyancy, Ron.
Buoyancy. Want me? Why do you bring it up?
Because I love it.
You know I'm not going to react well.
Yeah, but I like it when you rub your eyeballs so hard it looks like they're going to fall out of your head. Bwah, bwah, bwah. So how does everybody feel about a summer break? Huh?
I personally love it as an idea.
We know you do. It was your idea, and I think you've mentioned it thrice since having the idea. But how do the listeners feel? Let us know. Chat away. Do you want to? You can tell us on socials, Discord. Where do you want to tell us? Tell us how you feel. Why are you rubbing the underside of your chin?
Look at this cleft in my beard.
Yeah.
Crap beard.
It'll get better.
I thought that 10 years ago, and
It's definitely got better than 10 years ago. I have a photo of you like 5 or 6 years ago on my windowsill, and you've got much more handsome.
That's definitely true, but I don't know how much of that is the beard's better at growing or I'm better at trimming it, because I used to leave it a lot longer, and that was bad.
How do you know what any of it is?
What is life? Who
Baby, don't
are
hurt
we?
me.
Are you who you feel like inside, or are you sort of what you do?
Somebody on Instagram this morning told me I looked like a young Demi Moore, so I am that forever now. I have abandoned all other concepts of myself and am just living a life where one person in the world thinks I look like a young Demi Moore. It's a great day to be Laura. It's a rare day with self-esteem. Stop looking up pictures of Demi Moore to try and disagree with this one person on planet Earth that has ever seen a resemblance and told me.
No, I'm looking up other Demis, trying to see who they're thinking of. It's not Demi Lovato either.
Demi Fat Milk.
Oh, I see. I've been joked upon. That's actually just milk.
Yeah. Oh, did you just... Wow, you are not with it today. Okay, Ron.
You never know these days. Are you telling me that Demi Fat Milk, it doesn't sound like a drag queen?
Yeah, sure. Maybe that should be your drag queen for when you finally give up on this horrendous beard. Ron, listen, we've got a special Patreon register today. Somebody that evolved from being a 5-star reviewer to a patron. So I wanted to say,
that's the best kind of person.
If you can't afford to join Patreon, which we totally understand, by the way, could you leave us a 5-star review instead? Thinking about it logically, that way we can sucker in new listeners. They will have money. And then this whole thing can function where the people without money don't have to, the people with money do, and we never have to flog you mattresses or therapy. Deal. So if you can't afford it, absolutely fine. Leave us a banging review.
Rum, bum, bum. Da, na, 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 dum. Boom, boom. Ba-da-boom. A huge thank you to Iklamore Batat. Thank you for joining up. Iklamore is now the official Lexx Education probate officer in charge of making sure possessions go where they are meant to. When Laura eventually dies of confusion or Ron spontaneously combusts in a moment of sheer fury at Laura's inability to retain information. As of now, Lab Rat wills are defunct, and only last wills and testaments officially sanctioned by Iklamore count. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. There we go, Ron. Bam, we're running again. We're running. Next week, chemistry.
Back into it. And for the first time in a while, class dismissed.